Trillions of dollars of securities are stampeding towards the blockchain. Equities, bonds, venture capital, and global currencies all live on outdated platforms that were designed in the analog era. It's time for a new decentralized infrastructure for the modern financial world. In the new economy, equity ownership will be replaced by tokens that live on the blockchain. These tokens will usher in a new era of crypto fundraising, 24/7 trading, and freedom for 2 billion people without access to Western capital markets.
Cryptoslo with more crypto gains. What's going on, guys? So, topic of today, a little polymath. Well, I'll tell you what, I had a bag of Polymath quite a while ago, kind of like right when it first came onto the scene. And basically what Polymath was trying to do was they were trying to be a securities token. So they launched on the ERC20, and there was a lot of hype, speculation, and moonshotting. And basically, you know, a lot of it was centered around the whole T0 launch and speculation that T0 was going to use Polymath to issue assets. So basically the concept is a security token is that you transfer real world assets like shares of Apple or Tesla and put them on the blockchain. Well, the problem with this is there's really no regulation around it. So it's a new frontier, and there's a lot of governmental type stuff that you have to wait on for something like this to happen. So basically, the security tokens kind of stalled. They were the hype for a while. Raven mooned, and since then has come back down. And basically Polymath, I had sold a while ago. It's just gotten completely annihilated. If you look at the graph, it's down to like 2.5 cents, a little over 2.5 cents. So it's just, is it the bottom? I don't know. Could it go to a penny? It's quite possible. If it was a penny, I would be getting a wheelbarrow full of it for basically a moon bag. But with that, moving forward, so part of the problem with Raven is Raven built itself and then basically is kind of waiting for governmental regulation to be created around it. But what Polymath wants to do is basically move from the Ethereum ERC20, which they basically have found for a securities token isn't an adequate structure. And they want to go and create their own chain, their own mainnet. So on this mainnet, it would be completely designed custom for securities tokens. So with that being said, I'll kind of throw up a diagram of what they're going to do here right now. Okay, and then I'll shrink down the diagram. So basically what they want to do is they want to create a securities token that has multiple layers. Now you need layers because if you're broadcasting everyone's assets on the blockchain, that gives people the ability to front run, what's called. So they would read the blockchain and then they would know, they would make moves that other people wouldn't have the information to make. So there'd be two layers. The one layer, first layer would be the regulatory layer. So they basically make it so that all the regulatory type things could be satisfied. FINRA, stuff related to financial regulation. So I'm not really 100% sure if they want to basically, instead of creating new regulation, possibly backfit that layer so that it meets current regulation, so that it would be easy for things to get approved with it. Then the second layer would be kind of the issuance layer for, you know, Joe Blow. Okay, I got 100 shares of Apple or Tesla or whatever. So, And all of this is going to be architected. It looks like Charles Hodgkins is going to be one of the lead advisors on this. Now, with that being said, nothing against the guy. He's kind of moved slow. Look how slow Cardano is moved. I'm not hating on Cardano, but it really hasn't done much, and ultimately, I think sometimes some of these projects like this, these moonshot projects, they need to be approached with a software team, not a single dev. You want to build something like this, it's complex. You need a team of 50 developers cranking this baby out. And I think that's kind of an approach that hasn't been used yet by someone with blockchain, because it's always a solo developer. So Charles would help basically architect this mainnet blockchain, and Polymath would become Polymesh. Okay, then you're asking, well, what about current Polymath holders? Well, there will be some kind of token swap to the mainnet. Is it 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-1/2? I don't know yet. They say it's kind of 1-to-1, but the monetary policy has not been set in stone yet. It's still very early. And let me stress that this is kind of a moon bag. If you get in on this new Polymesh, which former Polymath, it could take a while. The government moves really slow. I mean, they couldn't run a lemonade stand, so I wouldn't expect this thing to happen overnight. Now, with that being said, could you be setting up a good trade in the sense that there's going to be speculation on Polymesh of acquiring tokens, of Polymath tokens that will be converted to Polymesh? Absolutely, there could be a decent swing trade there. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get a little bag of this, between 10 and 50K. I mean, at 2.5 cents, I mean, it's pretty cheap. So, well, with that being, could it go down? It could, but I doubt it with the speculation. It's already actually up a little, and I guess that the word Polymath is being searched on social media. It's bumped up a little bit. So, but once again, they're trying to backfit the blockchain to meet governmental compliance. So this is a new concept. So basically, instead of moving forward and creating new, they're backfitting to old on a different delivery method, which would be the blockchain. So we'll see how this goes, but check out Polymath. I'll leave some links down below, and a link or two. A link to the layer video, which is a good video to watch. They haven't been super active on putting out content. I think, like I said, I see this as kind of almost a full reset for this token, which will now soon to be a coin, with them as they move forward, trying to revolutionize security tokens as we know it. Now, will I be trading in all of my Raven for Polymath? No. I'll still keep my bag of Raven, because I think in a sense they're correlated, but in other ways they're not correlated, because they both have a similar mission of getting security tokens moving, but they're kind of different. You got Polymesh wanting to backfit to regulation, where Raven is kind of waiting for regulation. So who knows which will arrive at the finish line first? Will we see your shares of Apple and Tesla on the blockchain in the next 5 years? Who knows? It could take a while, because like I said, I think the private sector would move much faster, but anything that has to do with governmental finance and regulation is just asininely slow, and they just have troubles. So check out Polymath, soon to be Polymesh. See what you think. What do you think about Polymath? Did you own any Polymath when it was up at 10-20 cents? yeah. So with that being said, this is Cryptoslo. If you're not talking games, then we're not talking.